Betrayal hurts the most when it comes from your own people. In Philippine history, some names are remembered not as heroes, but as traitors. They sold out their nation, their comrades, and their people, all for power, greed, or survival. Today, we reveal the top 10 biggest traitors in Philippine history, and number 1 will shock you. Each story of betrayal shaped our history in blood and sacrifice. Some of these figures are remembered with hatred, others with pity. But one thing is certain: their choices left scars on the nation. Let's begin our countdown with number 10. At number 10 is Felipe Buencamino. Once part of Aguinaldo's cabinet, he later sided with the Americans during the Philippine-American War. While others fought and died for independence, Buencamino pushed for surrender, believing resistance was useless. His betrayal planted doubt in the revolution's ranks. At number 9, we find Pedro Paterno. Known as the Apostle of Peace, he negotiated the Pact of Biaknabato with Spain. But behind that peace deal was betrayal. He convinced revolutionaries to accept exile and bribes, weakening the revolution. Later, he served under both Spanish and American regimes, always switching sides for survival. At number 8 is Juan Cailes. Though once a respected general, Cailes surrendered to the Americans and later became governor under U.S. rule. For many, his shift from revolutionary to colonial officer was nothing short of betrayal, trading independence for power under foreign rule. At number 7 stands Artemio Ricarte. Unlike others, Ricarte never surrendered to the Americans. But his betrayal came decades later. During World War II, he supported the Japanese occupation. To him, Japan was Asia's liberator. To Filipinos, he was a traitor who helped the invader. At number 6 is Teodoro Patino. Known as the man who revealed the Katipunan's secrets, he exposed the revolutionary group to Spanish authorities in 1896. His testimony led to mass arrests, torture, and executions, including the martyrdom of countless Filipinos. For many, his name remains tied forever to betrayal. At number 5 are Miguel Vicos and Pedro Becbec, the two men who murdered Diego Silang in 1763. Silang was leading a revolt in Ilocos against Spanish rule, inspiring thousands. But lured by promises of reward, Vicos and Becbec shot him dead, ending the uprising in one of the earliest acts of Filipino treachery. At number 4 is Dominador Gomez, a labor leader who rose to prominence after the Philippine Revolution. While once admired, Gomez was accused of betraying the nationalist cause by cooperating with American authorities. Many believed he abandoned the struggle for independence in exchange for political survival. At number 3 is Benigno Ramos, founder of the Ganap Party. During World War II, his group collaborated with the Japanese, recruiting Filipinos to fight against their own countrymen. Instead of resisting the invader, they embraced them, tainting their names forever with treachery. At number 2, the betrayal that still haunts our history, Emilio Aguinaldo against Andres Bonifacio. Once allies, they clashed for leadership. Aguinaldo's men captured Bonifacio and executed him. The Katipunan's father killed not by Spain, but by fellow Filipinos. A brotherhood torn apart by ambition. And at number 1, the Makabayang Katipunan ng Ligang Pilipino, or simply Makapili. During World War II, these Filipinos openly collaborated with the Japanese occupiers, exposing guerrillas and civilians who were then executed. Wearing their infamous straw hats, they became the living symbol of betrayal. Even today, Makapili remains a curse word for traitor in Philippine memory. These betrayals remind us of one painful truth. Sometimes, the enemy is not outside, but within. History is not only shaped by heroes, but also by those who betrayed them. Their choices destroyed lives, changed battles, and scarred generations. But their stories also teach us vigilance, because betrayal is always closer than we think. What if you lived in those times? Would you stand firm? Or would you fall into treachery for survival? And that's our countdown of the 10 biggest traitors in Philippine history. Which betrayal shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more eye-opening stories from history. Your support helps keep these untold stories alive.